Hello, hello, hello. That was a little bit of music. That's 963 hertz. It's meant to open our essences and our energy to our spirits, to the spirit level. So I've just been playing it for the last 10 minutes and I feel nice and relaxed and cleansed. It's beautiful. As always, we'll just wait for people to arrive. If you want to tap in or tell me where you're coming in from. So we got Mexico City in the house. Obviously, I'm in England, down in Devon. Where's everyone else from? Nero, we know where you are. You're in Sweden.
Hello. Yep.
Bond is in the US of A. Where's Vicky from? Black Forest in Germany. Hey, welcome. Good to see you. And then I'm probably going to completely say that wrong, but Kayasha, where are you from? I'm probably completely saying that wrongly. You want to type it in the message or speak out loud. We don't mind either way. I'd say most people don't turn up for a few minutes, so it's good to see you all. Have I got enough light here, or do I need to turn on my? Ooh, that's a bit. Is it about with or without? Does it not make a lot of difference? I go without because it's a bit bright. It's blinding. Judy. You just missed the beautiful music we were playing. Maybe I'll play a little bit more. It's meant to open us up to the spirit world. Where's it gone?
Is this you playing or somebody that you know?
Oh no, it's just
Oh,
something
okay.
that's on YouTube.
Oh,
I wish it was me. No. It's 963 hertz. Connect to spirit guides. Patty. It's quite settling music. Yeah, if you want it, you just literally go on to YouTube. I just put in "Connect to Spirit Guides" music. That one came up. So we know Patty's in Hawaii. We've got Bahrain. Oh, blimey, we are going all over the world today. It's beautiful to see. So I normally give it until 2 or 3 minutes past just to let people come in.
Good afternoon. Sorry, I'm tardy.
That's all right. We always give it a few minutes. Know what it's like. We all have busy lives, don't we? We're like, oh no, it's that time already.
Yeah,
I can't. 1st of August.
Deep cleaning, and I got sidetracked.
Where did July go?
Oh God, where did the whole year go?
And it's a full moon today, isn't it? We're in that
yeah.
full moon energy. I'm sure if the astrologers can tell us exactly what it is. I can't remember I don't really follow it enough, but I know it's a full moon. And we're obviously coming into the 8-8 gateway energy and the lions and all the rest of it. It's not really my area of expertise. All I know is that when it's a new moon, my energy goes, and when it's a full moon.
Is that right?
So I'm happy if it's a full moon.
Yeah. I like full moons. I just hope the clouds clear so I can see it. We're overcast right now.
It's a bit like that here. It's been very, very cloudy. I think
it's actually two
moons
July
for a while.
This month. 2 moons this month.
Yeah.
Yep. So give it 1 more minute, and then we'll start. I've got my candle. It's called the moon candle, so try and celebrate the fact that we've got a new moon. I think I actually need a new one. It's just about to run out. Smells quite good. Done a bit of saging. I've got my ankh in place. I've got my crystal, and obviously got the drum ready. Get a few more seconds, and then we'll start. Yeah, if you want to put in the chat or open up your mic and just sort of say where you're from, so we can see which part of the world you're from. So we've got Bahrain, we've got Germany, we've got Mexico, we've got Devon, which is where I am. We've got Sweden in the house. Welcome, welcome. New York, Rochester, Kansas. Welcome, welcome. Is it early? Still early in the morning for you, is it? Oh, no, it's just in the afternoon. It's late evening here, just gone 7 p.m. Winnipeg in Canada. Wow. South Africa. Hey, South Africa's in the house. Beautiful. Yeah, certainly global. This internet thing's amazing, isn't it?
Oh, I love the internet. I'd never get to do any of this if it wasn't for the internet.
Well, exactly. You'd have to travel a lot, wouldn't you? To meet people in Kansas, South Africa, Winnipeg, Rochester, Bahrain, Germany, Sweden, Mexico, and England. It would take you a while, wouldn't it? Here we all are. Right, we're going to start. Enough whiffle waffling. I think enough people are here. So welcome everyone. I'm Kevin Humphrey, the English Mystic, and back in February, I started this series of
Hello.
webinars on shamanism, and really just to literally spread the word that shamanism is there. Some of my students are here, which is beautiful, and I've been a student of shamanism for probably sort of 6 years in this lifetime, who knows what in other past lifetimes. And I just wanted to put it out to the world to wake people up to the fact that it's there. I think a lot of people have heard of Reiki, which is beautiful, and I started in Reiki and became a Reiki master, then moved into the shamanic rituals and practices. And I just do these just to share to the world, just to let people know it's there, and maybe it opens up something for you. Maybe there's a little snippet of thing, oh, I wonder what this is about. Maybe you want to learn, or maybe you're just interested in hearing. And all of this is my perspective, and I always say that whatever I teach, this is my perspective. So take whatever I say with a pinch of salt. Don't take it as the truth. Just take it as my perspective, and I'm sharing that. I'm not saying that you must do what I do. I'm just sharing it. And always, you're a sovereign being, so you choose if you wish to believe it or not. I just share with as open a heart as I can. So today, the subject is meet your spirit guides. I put guides, I put an S in there because we might meet more than one, or like I always say, you might meet none. It depends on the mood of your guides. It depends how open your heart is and how open you are for this journey. It depends on the strength of the journey, the energies that are around at the moment. But what I want to do first is, I've got some slides for you as always. I'm just going to run through those slides and explain my perspective on what the spirit guides are, and that's probably quite a limited view, but it's what I've learned over the last sort of 6-7 years. I'll share that with you, and then what we'll do is we'll go on a journey. If you're open to it, you don't have to come on the journey. We'll go on a shamanic journey to the lower realms, and I'll play my drum. I'll hold a space for you, I'll be like the hollow bone, the tube that connects this reality to the lower realms, and you get a chance to go with the intention of meeting a spirit guide or spirit guides. And all I'll say is, depending on how open you are, you might go and just say, I'm just interested in meet one spirit guide, or you might go, actually, I want to meet my whole spirit team. Just to give an example, my spirit team now, probably there's 50 different levels of guide that come in at different points. They didn't all come at once. I would have been completely overwhelmed if they did. They've all come bit by piece, one by one, and slowly been added to what I call my shamanic temple, or my shamanic family. So maybe you can meet 50 at once, maybe you'll just meet one. So that's up to you. Some of them you've probably already known already. Some of you have probably already got guides. So this might just be a revisit, or maybe a new one will come in. Who knows? I'm always surprised. I always think, right, I'm full, and then another one pops in, and I'm like, okay. And they come in. Some of them are transient. Some of them come in and they're like, I'm staying for good until your bones are in the ground. Anyway, enough waffle. I will share my screen. Welcome, people just arriving. I haven't really missed anything yet. Just me introducing. It's absolutely peeing with rain outside now, so hopefully it won't mess up the internet. It does sometimes. Can you see my shared screen? Some thumbs up?
Yeah.
Perfect. Good to see the thumbs. Good to see all your faces as well. Come on camera. Those on camera. Come on camera. Look at all these beautiful faces looking back at us. I won't be judging you, as long as you've got some clothes on.
We hope so, yeah.
This is when you sit like this and you haven't got any trousers on and you're just sitting in your underpants. But anyway, some secrets here. Right, and so more serious, be serious. Meet your spirit guides. So, as I say, you might meet one, you might meet many. And just to remind you that I started this in February, so we had the cleanse of your chakra. We met your guardian angel, which is sort of a spirit guide. We did the shamanic bridge between the seen and the unseen. We did soul retrieval. We did the aura cleanse. We did the ancestral healing and the calling of gifts. And then last time we did a powerful one, and we did the dismemberment journey, and I've been receiving quite a lot of emails from people who have been on that dismemberment journey. So if you've not done it and you're up for it, I highly recommend it. But yeah, just go through that with lots of the cautions that I put out. But yeah, there's people sending me emails, so it sounds like it's powerful and it's working for people. And then today we're going to do meet the spirit team or meet your spirit guide. Next one after that is dragons. Then we're going to look through some shamanic tools and crystals and feathers and all the rest of it. And then we're going to do some shamanic breath work. There's a whole bunch of different ones you can do there. So I'm sort of deciding what you want to pick. And then December, in the run up to the end of the year, it's still free, and I'm still keep putting it out there. If anyone wants to suggest something, then please do. No one has yet. Don't be afraid. I'm not going to send a dragon to fire you if it's a silly idea, because there are no silly ideas. So send it in. There's something I've always wondered about that. I'll see if I can deliver something. Cool. And all of those are on replay, all available for free at the EnglishMystic.co.uk under my blog. And I'm actually going to put them all together as a free course as well. So they're all there. So it's just a useful resource for people. And then we'll see what 2024 brings, whether we do some more. Depends on what people want to know. I don't want to bore people. So, as I always do, let's all just breathe. We've all got busy lives. We could all be doing something else. So let's just bring ourselves into this moment. Just relax our minds for the next hour or so. Just come into our hearts and just be here. I have to say it to myself as well, because I've been rushing around doing the horses beforehand, and it's like, be present, fully here. Beautiful. I called in all of the guides. I asked all the guides that are there. I said, some beautiful souls coming. Please come and meet us at the lower realms. And I felt quite a lot of people coming in, animals and all the rest of it. So I think we're in a good place. So welcome those that are arriving. We've just started. Beautiful. So what are spirit guides? Okay. It's a wide one, but what I've said is they're a universal or a cosmic or a galactic force, and the main thing is they're here to help us, and they can appear, they're just pure energy, and what they do is they'll appear to us visually or in an essence or in some touch or in a certain smell or a certain taste, because some of us aren't visual, some of us maybe will hear them. So don't think you have to see them. You've got all of those different senses, so you use all of them, and don't judge other people that aren't seeing and other people that are maybe hearing. Not every one of us will see them and hear them and smell them and taste them and everything. Some of us will get different elements of that. So just feel into what normally works for you. So if you're a very visual person, maybe you'll see them, but if you're not, maybe they'll telepathically put something into your mind, and that will help you. So just be open to receiving. But they can appear as many different things, and normally they'll appear as something that is helpful to you. So maybe they appear as an animal. So if you've known me, you know that I've got loads of dragons. I've also got a bat. I've also got an otter. I've also got some cats, and I've got some warriors, and I've got an eagle and a hawk. So they appear as different things, but I've also got ancestors that come in, and I've got a Mayan crone witch that comes in, and I've got a bear that comes in. So they can be many different things. So it could be an angel, a light being, what we call a mythical creature, but actually we know dragons existed and do exist, but we call them mythical. Ancestors, it could be gods or goddesses, and if you've ever sat down and looked at the list of gods and goddesses, there's thousands and thousands of them, and depending on maybe your faith or how you've been brought up, they might appear differently. So you might meet Mary or Joseph or Christ or Krishna or Buddha, who knows, and it may not necessarily be them, it's just they're appearing in that way to help you understand who they are. It may not actually be the Christ, or it may be. Just ask them if Christ appears to you, say, "Are you the true Christ?" And like, "Oh no, we're just appearing to you, so you're calming you down," sort of thing. Or, "Yes, I am." Which would be beautiful. There could be otherworldly entities, so like that's wide. What's otherworldly? Could be anything. Could be like aliens or interdimensional beings. They don't necessarily have to have a form. They could just be pure energy. Maybe they could be light, like that beam of light that's shining in there. Maybe that is a being. Maybe that's a spirit guide. Basically, that they are pure energy. Yeah. And what I found is that the spirit guides come into you and that they've got unconditional love for you. And they're here to teach us, maybe to warn us, support us, comfort us, heal us, remind us, reveal something to us. And that's why you might get different ones coming in, because maybe I get a bear comes in every now and again to help me with the healings. And it's, if there's a certain type of energy that needs removing, the bear comes in. Yeah. So don't think it always has to be the same. Some of them are transient, as I say, some of them will stay longer. And if anyone's taking notes, all these slides will be available to you. I share them all, so if you don't want to, you don't have to take notes. If you like to, that's fine. So only one spirit guide. Put your hand up if you think you'd only have one spirit guide. Exactly. There's like as many as your fingers and toes, and I have to say, in my early days, my ego was like, "Oh, I want a big number." And then there was a part of me that was like, "Oh, maybe I'm greedy having that many." So what I would say is, Jinjin's got a hand up. Do you want to ask a question? Or you just got your hand up? Not sure. Put it in the comments if you've got a question. So how many spirit guides could you have? Right? As many as you need. That's the easiest way to put it. Some people will work with a few. Some will work with tens. Maybe it'll be into the hundreds. I think once you get into maybe having thousands, then it's going to be hard for you to remember who's who and what their name is and what they do and all the rest of it. Yeah. So let's just feel into it. And some of them you're born with. So for me, all of my childhood, that whenever I was ill, if I had a fever, then this huge lion would come charging up the stairs, and it would jump onto the bed, and I'd hide under the duvet as if to say, "Hey, can't kill me, I've got a duvet." But of course it would if it was a real lion, but it wasn't. It was a spirit. And in latter life, when I was on a Vipassana retreat, it came in, and I was in silent retreat, and there was this lion in the garden, and it came up to the window, and I was like, "Okay, it can't be real. It must be some sort of spirit guide." And it said into my head, "I am spirit guide. I'm here. I'm basically your body protector. So I've been protecting you all of your life. So all those times as a child, I was attacking the fever rather than you. That's why every time you got attacked by me, in the morning you woke up, your fever had broken. So yeah, that's that one." In shamanism, we term them spirit guides, and often we all say the word power animals, and really that's the same term. So I say in many ways my lion is a power animal, but it's also a spirit guide. So you may hear both terms. Both of them are basically a spirit here to assist you. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think titles are that critical, are they?
They're not. I mean, it's just that you'll hear lots of different terms. So if somebody says to you, power animal, spirit guide, guardian angel, all of them really are here to assist you. There's some sort of spirit to help. But yeah, just in case in case you get confused, though, there's so many names. Yeah, and I say they're typically here to help us learn a lesson or help us with some aspect of our life. And some guides are transient. They'll come in for that particular reason, and then they're gone, and you don't see them again. Others will be there the whole time. So my lion's been there the whole time, and some of the others have been there the whole time. And I'll say the bear pops in every now and again. I've seen it about 4 times when I've been doing healings with people, and I've seen a few other entities that come in. I work a lot with the goddesses as well, and I'll sort of talk about that in a minute. Just have a slurp. So what types of guide? Right. Just so that really just to open your mind up, so that whatever comes in, you're not imagining it with your imagination, but your imagination has got all the ideas in your head, so that whatever comes in, you don't dismiss it. So I'm just giving you some ideas, and this isn't unlimited because I've not met every type of guide that's possible. I'm just sharing what I've learned. So they could be part human and part animal. So things like mermaids and fairies and minotaurs. And then you've got the Ganesh, the goddess, and Ra. You've got all these different entities that are maybe human on top and horse at the back. So you might meet something like that, something that is a mixture. And of course, it could be a mixture of something that we've never seen before. So be open to it being something you've never seen before. Don't say, "Oh, that's not possible because I've never seen that." Don't dismiss it. Just say, "Are you my spirit guide? Yeah, and what are you? I've never seen an entity looking like you," and it will explain itself. Or it might then transmute into something that is more meaningful to you. And you can ask that. You can say, "How you're looking to me now, it's not right for me. I don't like it." So I had that before, where one of the gods came in and it just scared the bejeebers out of me, and I was like, "I don't like this." So it transmuted itself, and it looked like my granddad that had recently passed. I was like, "Oh, thank you very much." And then by the end of the journey that we did, it then went back to the god and said, "I was this the whole time. It's just that my image was scaring you. So there's something there you need to look at." So okay, thank you. Animals. Any animal you could ever think of. So I've got owl, eagle, bear, fox, elephant, whale, and so many other different ones. And just based on the size doesn't mean that's the power of them. So I've got a little bat that came to me, and that bat I always call in when I want to hear more than I would normally hear. So it gives me far hearing. And my eagle gives me far seeing, and there's a goddess called Astrea that comes in and gives me more feelings of wisdom and insight. So they all come in, and you'll get to a point where the more you call in, you'll realize how you can use them, how they can help you, and that they're also got many other skills. They're like people. They've got a skill that they're really good at, and they've got many other skills. So they're not just like singular. Cool. It could be, I definitely feel my ancestors behind me, and when we did the ancestral healing, went back a long way. And recently I did a ceremony when I went back to 1400 to find a wise ancestor to help clear my lineage. So maybe it's an ancestor, but it doesn't have to be an ancestor that is in your bloodline. It could be an ancestor from another lifetime of your soul that's split into many pieces, or it could be from a different timeline. It could be from when maybe you have lived on another planet, or maybe you're an alien. So when I say ancestors, it's basically, it's a huge area. I mean, you think if you go back just down your own lineage, I think if you go back, was it 400 years, you're in the hundreds of thousands of ancestors, and you can call on them, and you'll be able to find the ones that are wise and the ones that you want to work with. And if you particularly want to work with your ancestors, then you can just say that when we go on the shamanic journey, it's actually an ancestor that I'd love to call in, maybe from my father's line, or whatever it is, whatever you feel. If you particularly want to meet up with a power animal, then when we go on the journey, you can say, "I want to call in a spirit guide that's a power animal, please, because I want some protection, or I want some guidance." Okay. And then you've got beings of light. Normally the beings of light arrive when you're going through a strong physical or mental struggle. So an illness, or loss, there's been someone's died, then the beings of light literally are that. they appear as light, glowing, powerful beings. Personally, I don't see many myself. I've had one I mean, I was doing a breathwork ceremony a few years ago when I was in Wales with my shamanic teacher. It's probably about 5 years ago, and we did a lot of breath work to really go deep. And this literally, I like being. I mean, I can only describe her as an angel appeared. This like 8 foot thing with big wings and just pure light that I couldn't look at her. And when she came, I just felt this utter love, and I just cried for about 20 minutes of just feeling so seen, so loved. It was beautiful. So if you get something like that coming, you're going to feel that strongly. So be open to it. And then you got the gods and the goddesses. Some of us are Christian and we may believe that there's only one God, which is fine. So you call on that. You can call on the God that you believe in. If you believe that there's many gods and many goddesses, and there's many, there's thousands out there. You should just be in a position to say, I'm open to, if you want any god or goddess to come in, just say, I'm in a position to, I'm open for it. And I've heard many people go, this, I think it was a goddess and this was the name, but I've never heard that name before. This means nothing to me. And then go and look at it up on the internet and they find all this information like, oh, wow, yeah, I definitely need that person working with me. So be open to it. Don't think, I only know 5 gods, so which one am I choosing? Just be open to them coming in and them telling you who they are. Yeah, or maybe not even telling you who they are. Just you might have a beautiful feeling. Personally, for me, having sort of worked with lots of different ones, I've sort of settled on 4 that help me. So I've got Isis, Bast, Wadjet, and Sekhmet, and they also connect to the animals, power animals that are basically in my shamanic temple. Again, just be open to an essence coming in. Obviously, they're all as powerful as each other. And then there's plants and trees and anything that's of the land. And as a shaman, I believe that everything has an essence, not necessarily a soul, but everything has got something in it. So if you've ever been on a plant medicine, like in Colombia or Peru or wherever, and you've had that psychedelic brew, that there you will know how much it's opened up your mind and your body. It'll turned off the brain that says a tree can't speak to me, and your whole essence, and you'll go and hug a tree for hours and commune with it and hear its sap and hear its heartbeat. I've done it, and it's not until you do that you get over the tree hugger bit. I was always like, those weird people. I'm a tree hugger now. I think they're amazing. So maybe some sort of tree will come in, or a plant will talk to you. Who knows? Be open to it. Be open to an oak tree coming up and saying, "I'm your spirit guide." Yeah, it happens. And then we've got ascended masters. So these are the people that have lived on Earth. They've gone through all of the stuff we go through, you know, that human life that is both fun and not so much fun. So they know what it's like. So maybe one of those will come in. They're full of wisdom and, you know, wholeness and peace, and they've been through life, and they've gone through and they've ascended, if that's what we want to call it. They've got all those beautiful people that I've listed there. Yeah. And I work with Merlin quite a lot. And I know people that work with Mother Mary and Krishna and all this, and the Buddha. So maybe one of those will come to you. And then you've got what we term alien. I rather call it otherworldly. So, and these are not talking the next planet over or next star system, but interdimensional. I've been on some plant medicines where I've seen that in reality there's 9 dimensions. So there's 9 on our planet. How many are there through the millions and billions of stars out there? And a weird one, when I went on a journey and the Starship Enterprise popped in above, and I got beamed aboard Scotty wasn't there, but there was a Dr. Spock looking lady with big pointy ears, and she came over with this thing and sort of zzz, all over me, and gave me a healing. So be open to that. Be open to however spirit wants to communicate with you. Be open to it, because they'll be tapping into your mind and going, oh, this person's interested in Star Trek, or this person's interested in this, or maybe you're interested in Egypt, or whatever it is, that they'll be tapping into that and using that to communicate with you. So maybe they'll take you to the pyramids and you'll see, I don't know, Tutankhamun or something. Yeah, who knows? All I'm just saying is I'm trying to widen your mind to how your spirit guides could appear to you. And over time, the more that you meet, you'll realize that they're all over the place, from animals and aliens and gods and goddesses, and all different types. Yeah. Cool. How can you get to you guys? Well, my favorite is through shamanic journeys. However, there's many different ways, and some of your guardian angels you already know, and you probably had a very strong connection when you were a child because you didn't have any of the programming of life to tell you that that's not happening. So often I say to people, think back to when you were a child. Was there anything that you spoke to, or did your parents tell you used to speak to something? Can you think back that far? Sometimes we forget. So maybe they're there. So you could just say, who did I know as a child? Maybe you had a toy that was like, I don't know, I had a snake, and one of my main guides is a huge cobra. Yeah, so maybe it resonates. The other way is meditation and breath work and yoga, basically getting into your body and out of your mind, and that can open up the connection. If you do those with the intention, it's always important to have the intention. If you have the intention of calling in a spirit guide, it works. So, for example, I will do hot breath every single morning, and if I want to call in a spirit guide, then I'll go to the fourth round of it, and in the fourth round, I will then hold my breath, and I can hold my breath for 3 minutes, and in that 3 minutes, everything just stops, and I just literally imagine that anything or anyone can come in, and often some sort of angelic being will come in, and I try and hold my breath for more than 3 minutes, and then as I expel it, they seem to disappear. Then that might just be my limitation. They probably would stay if I wanted them to. The other one is like I was saying about hugging the trees. If you could immerse yourself in nature, not just a little short walk, but literally going into nature with the sole reason you're going there is to connect literally to the spirit world and call in one of the spirit guides that maybe is part of nature. Maybe you do go and hug a tree. Maybe you go and lay against a tree. And Patty and I were in Peru. One of the shamans there said, expose your belly button and lay on the earth and call in that. And you could probably do that as well. Or stand on the bare earth with your bare feet. Or go out and stand in the rain, or stand in the sunshine, and use that to call in a spirit guide that belongs to the rain or the sun or the earth. Yeah, so it's just that connection just opens you up to it. And then shamanism, I do that. What I do is I spent half an hour before, and I have a ritual, and I'll sort of just put a call out to all of the guardian angels, and I put a call out to all the guardian angels that I have unconditional love for you and would like to meet you. I ask them to come to a certain place, and I ask them to come to the lower realms, and I use an access mundi, which is an access point, which I've used thousands of times now, so they all know where that is, and then I take you guys down to that. So that's what we'll do today. But if that doesn't work for you, don't shut the door on it. Try one of the other methods, and if it doesn't work for you today, try it another day, maybe when you're a bit more relaxed or whatever. Yeah. Cool. Yeah, so I just literally wanted to sort of open your minds a little bit and say, like, for me, my temple started very small, and I thought that's fine, that's all I need. And then, as I say, over time, it's expanded and a wolf came in recently. I never really had any connections to a wolf, but a wolf came in, and it came with a message, and the message it came with to me was it was a lone wolf. And I was very much a lone wolf, hermit for a while, learning all my skills, and it came in and said unity is important, and that's one of the reasons I started this to just pull people together and help people, have got like-mindedness, so we can all sort of sit here and not be judged. But yeah, so I've got dolphins, whales, otters, hawks, eagles, owls, mermaids, dragons. An ogre came in recently, a stone ogre, lions, dragons, wolves. A couple of nature beings that I actually met when I was at Glastonbury, which was beautiful. Goddesses, light beings, masters, ancestors, connection to Gaia, cobras, some ancestral healers, and bear, and that's just to name a few. And I've got a drawing where every time it's getting to the point where it's big piece, I'm not going to fill this up, and it's full. I'm not saying that to be egotistic. I'm just saying they come in to assist with the healings, and as they some come, some go, some have stayed, and it's beautiful to connect to them. Okay. So if you want to go on a shamanic journey, then my prerequisite is for you to say, do you want to have a loving relationship with a spirit guide, and do you want to come on a journey now? If you don't, that's fine. I'm not going to force anyone to come. So really, I'm just saying, here's your opportunity to opt out. You can watch and just say, I'm just going to watch. But if you want to come on it, you're more than welcome to come on this journey to my Access Mundi. I'll walk us there. I'll open a portal to the lower realms. I'll hold the portal open. All you need to do is go into your head and tell it to shush, and then put all of your essence into your heart, and just feel with unconditional love. And every time you feel your brain going blah, 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 just go shush, go back into your heart, just go with the flow. Whatever you see, you see. Whatever you feel, and it's fully safe. I always say the lower realms is a bit like a cartoon, where they get a big weight lands on their head and they get squished to this thing, and then they pop up and they're alive again. It's like that in the lower realms. It's fully safe. You are a super person in the lower realms. You can breathe underwater, you can run on water, you can fly, you can run 100,000 miles an hour, you can do whatever you want. You are a super person, so you can put your big S on you. Or you can just be a normal person, wander around and just sit there around a campfire and ask your guides to come in and have a chat with them. And if you've never met them before, it's a bit like a first date. Don't be too awkward, and just have a chit chat, find out their name, find out how they can help you, and how is there something you can do for them, even if you're willing to do that. I promise to do something if you're not going to do it, though. That's all I would say. Cool. So if everyone wants to, then just put your hand up if you're interested in coming, just so I've got a feeling who's coming. Yep. Cool. Beautiful. Here we are. Meet our spirit guides. Let me turn off the share. Use comments as well when I'm sure I can't see them. Is there a difference between a guide or a mentor in the spirit world? A guide or a mentor? Not really. A spirit guide and a spirit mentor, I mean, they are all spirits. I'd suppose in some ways there is, because you can have a main guide which you could call your mentor. So my main one is my cobra. So if you wanted to put words around it, then my main one is probably my mentor, and the other ones are my spirit guides. It's just words. They're all there to assist you. It's a bit like having a family and say brother, sister, mother, father, aunts and uncles, nans and granddads. It's just a reference you've given them, but they're family. Yeah, and that's really what the spirit guide is, family. Yeah, and if you really want to ask them what's the reference, just say to them, "What are you?" and they'll tell you. And often we want other people to tell us. That's the thing not to do, because everyone's going to have a different opinion. And I try not to give too much advice like that because it's my opinion and it not necessarily the spirit's opinion. So always talk to the spirit and say, who are you? How can you help me? Why are you here? How should I reference you? That's the best way, because everyone else is just putting their own agenda, their own thoughts, their own experience on it. Yeah, always ask the person, as you would if there was an argument. Go to the person and ask each one. Cool. So make sure everyone's on mute so we don't get any feedback. That's good. So you can either sit or you can lie down. You can close your eyes. You can have your eyes open. Whatever works for you. I always think it's better to close the eyes because it takes so much brain power to see what's going on, and if someone's moving you might get distracted. So it's better if you can close your eyes and just get yourself settled and just come into your heart. As I say, just turn the brain off. It can do whatever it likes afterwards. It can say all the things it wants. Just for now, come into your heart. Think of your heart if you can. Beautiful. So I'm just going to call in the east and the south and the west and the north. The fire, the water, the earth and the air. To lend us their powers of wisdom and protection. Call upon Mother Earth, Gaia, to allow us access to the lower realms. Call upon my shamanic temple to hold a strong and safe space for us all to travel to the lower realms. I particularly call in my dragons, all 20, to hold a very, very strong space. If anyone gets into trouble, they'll be there to assist you, but you won't. It's a safe space. The important thing now for you is to have an intention and to hold that intention. And if you find yourself wandering off or whatever, just keep coming back to your intention. So your intention is to go to the lower realms and meet a spirit guide. And if you particularly want to find a particular one, like an ancestor or a power animal or a goddess or a god, anyone from that list, then put that into your intention. And just keep repeating the intention. If you find yourself not going with the flow, just keep repeating the intention over and over and over and over and over again. That's the important part. That's like your sat nav. That's the bit that shows you where to go in the lower realm. Beautiful. Okay, so let's just all imagine now, our mind's eye, that as a group we're now in beautiful England, in Dartmoor, which is a moorland. It's quite hilly. At the moment it's raining hard, so let's all imagine we've got our wet gear on. We're just going for a little walk. We're walking through a beautiful forest of pines. You can smell the pine, especially with the rain. And if you look carefully amongst the trees, you may see some beings, definitely some fairies there. There's definitely ponies as well, lots of sheep. Maybe you'll see the essence, the soul of the forest. But let's just walk up this pathway. It's quite a solid pathway. It's gravel, so it's crunching under our feet. We're walking uphill now as a group slowly. All coming into our hearts, calling that intention into our minds, into our hearts. Put it into your heart. The intention is to meet your spirit guide or guides, whichever type you want to meet, or just keep it open. When we do travel down, just ask the guide, whoever you meet, say, are you my spirit guide? And if they're not, ask them to take you to them. Okay, so we're now walking up the hill, and to our right we can see a stone circle. There's a whole bunch of stones in this beautiful circle that are about 2 or 3 foot high. Us all now to walk slowly towards the circle. We're going to walk clockwise around the circle. One of the stones is going to call you. You're going to feel, that's my one. Just sit against it, lean against it, sit on it if you want to. Just hold yourself here for a moment while I open the portal. Once the portal's open, I'll start drumming, and then there'll be a callback, which will be about a minute long. I'll make it obvious. It'll be a change of beat. Don't worry, we'll come and get you if you get stuck. I ask the portal to open now. Beautiful. Okay, the portal is opening. You can all stand up now from your rock. Walk slowly to the staircase. It's a stone staircase, wide and easy transverse. It goes down into the ground. When you get to the bottom, there'll be a cave which will lead out to the lower realms, and you'll see it however it's meant to be seen in your mind. When you get there, keep your intention strong. Enjoy. You'll meet a spirit guide. No rush. Say your goodbyes. Slowly work your way back to the staircase. Just going to close the portal. Thank you. Just return to the stone circle. Thanks to the circle. And stand up one by one. Let's walk out of the stone circle, thanking it for its use. Start walking away back down the gravel path, down the hill. Thankfully it's downhill. Through the forest, the pine forest. And back into this reality. Slowly coming back into our bodies. As always, the toes, the ankles, up to the knees and the thighs and the hips, torso, into the arms, big stretch, breathe in deeply. To our throats, into our faces, into our minds. Turn the mind back on, turn the brain back on. Let it do its judging, let it do its remembering. And then finally open your eyes when you're ready. No rush. Come back into the room. Journal anything you want to journal. If anyone wants to share, we would love to hear what they experienced or didn't experience, or any questions you have.
You can hear me?
I can hear you, yep.
Okay. I ran into a unicorn who apparently has been with me for quite some time, even as far back as a child. And a bunny. There's an echo. There's an echo. Okay.
Let me just make sure. That's right. Oh, I had the sound on still. Go
on. And a rabbit, a bunny, but they were larger than normal sizes.
Yeah.
The bunny is recent, but it's funny that when you mentioned a toy, because as a child, I remember having a teddy bear. In fact, I still have this teddy bear, and I thought it was quite normal to talk to it all the time. I mean, he knew all my secrets. He was there when I was scared, shared all my happiness and fears, and he's still with me now. And I honestly believe that was one of my spirit guides growing up. I could not get rid of him. I let him have, my son have him for a while, and he was kind of tossing him around, the way little kids do, and I was horrified. I took them back, and yeah, I still have them. So I'm really happy that you mentioned the toy thing. I don't feel so abnormal now.
No, you're not abnormal. We're all normal. Thank you for sharing. That's beautiful. Yeah, often we have something that's there's a certain attachment, isn't there? I've still got some teddy bears from when I was a kid. They sit upstairs in their bedroom, and
Yeah,
if anyone abuses them, like,
yeah,
um,
yeah.
maybe that's why the bear comes in every now and again for me. Maybe it's one of the
Could
teddy
be,
bears.
yeah.
Yeah. Beautiful. Thank you for that. Good to hear. Yeah, Alan.
Thank you so much, Kevin. That was a really beautiful guided meditation that you took us through. For me, I experienced, very viscerally, the stone circle and the portal opening up and walking down the stairs. I was first kind of greeted by this, felt like this mountain being, almost like this boulder being. It was really beautiful and powerful. And I asked him if he was my guide, and he was like, "No, but I'm going to take you to him." So it felt like he was kind of like the guide to bring me towards. I've been connected with dragons for quite some time, and I do practice Pendragon Reiki with Kieran Morgan.
Yep.
He's my master teacher, but I was really beautifully introduced to just the caves that you described. For me, what I experienced is just beautiful, gems and colors everywhere, almost stones protruding out of the cave. And I felt my golden dragon kind of hop down and be like, "Hello, how you doing? We're gonna keep moving." I felt as though I came upon a beautiful being of light. I kind of walked through this very large, felt like a very big dragon hall for me. Lots and lots of dragon statues, whether they were statues or beings, I couldn't really feel. But a beautiful being of light. It felt like I was meeting a guardian warrior of my, ancestral past. It was really beautiful to see the colors, green and gold. He was holding onto a really large spear. And then after that, very similar, I saw a Pegasus, but it was also a unicorn, or maybe it was shifting between the two. So that was beautiful. And I also got to see, felt like a hawk at first, but then it kind of morphed into this golden phoenix and kind of just plopped itself on my shoulder. And it was really beautiful. And yeah, that was the first time I've really got to meet several different spirit guides. The dragon, for me, the golden dragon, has been a spirit guide of mine for a while, but to be introduced to more of the family was really beautiful. So thank you. I really appreciate that.
Wow. Thank you for sharing. That's beautiful. Yeah, and I always say to people, go on as many journeys as you can and connect with them and find out how they're going to assist you. And always that if you're really truly willing to ask them how you can assist them, because often it's scratch my back, I'll scratch your back, and because they're in that realm that's not physical enough, and there's sometimes something physical they want done, and listening to that. Yes, beautiful. Thank you for sharing. Anyone else like to share? Bonnie.
Hello. Yes, thank you. That was another wonderful journey. I met an owl at first, and I was asking if the owl was one of my guides, and she said yes. And then she kind of switched into being an owl goddess. And so I was asking her name. She just looked at me like, "You have to find me because you know who I am." So I'll have to search for owl goddesses. But basically, she's the one who calms my mind and brings the intellect that I need when I'm in meetings and when I'm talking to people, especially on a higher level of spirituality. And she's the one who's given me guidance for many years in that higher mind type intellect. So it was just kind of neat to meet her and know that I've had her covering my back for so long. I'm sorry. So I'm just going to have to find who she is. She's an owl goddess. So I have a feeling there's more than one.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to find out which one.
Yeah, I'll have to search for her and add her to my picture.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. I mean, you're on my course, and so I've met lots of your spirit team over the time, and it's great that you're adding to it as well, which is beautiful.
Yeah, she was
You need to
beautiful.
ask them to help you with that throat of yours as well. You've had that for a while. Thank you for sharing. Anyone else would like to share?
Well, I will try to do it. Since I was a child, the wolf and the eagle, and in this journey, I saw also a big white wolf and a marvelous eagle. It's been a short time since I was in contact with dragons, but I can tell you that the one I can contact in this meditation, he told me that it was a seraphim dragon. It was very, very, very beautiful. And it was so curious because when we finished the meditation, I didn't see my face. I see another face. That's it. Very short, but thank you, Kev. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you for sharing. Beautiful. It's gorgeous. Thank you for sharing. Judy, did you want to share?
Yeah, mine was it was very interesting. I loved the walk into the cave, and I've personally been fascinated with Merlin and the Crystal Cave since I was in my 20s, and that was a long time ago. And a being came to me from it was like a ball of light that came and stopped in front of me, and then became a being that looked like Merlin. And I asked, "Are you Merlin?" He said, "No, I'm his older brother, Maurice." And he says, "I've been with you a long time and have been teaching you, and it's good to meet you now, and we will work together more." So that was pretty awesome. Maurice.
Wow. Maurice. Merlin's, I never heard that one. Merlin's brother is Maurice. Yeah. Nice. Beautiful.
Thank you so
the
much.
thing I love about this is you learn so much from all of you guys as well. Yeah, thank you for sharing. There's Patty with a putty tat. Anyone else want to share? Jody?
Hi.
Hello.
Hi. I just got this around my head because my hair was wet. I just came up for another meditation because it's Lamas and it's it's full moon. I was doing an elven meditation and we were going into what she calls Eloshima, which is taking our hearts of light there. So I just finished that really quickly and came to you because I thought, oh, I'm not going to get to you. I didn't know what we were doing tonight, so it's like, oh, I've got guides, but I thought, oh, I'd love to meet an ancestor, and then I went, no, just, and then it was, I'd love to meet an angel. I'd love to see my angel because I know I have a very powerful angel. I've been told I have a powerful angel. I feel them sometimes. I feel her. But then I just thought, no, I'll just go and say, I just want to meet whoever needs to guide me, who needs to be with me, wherever I need to go. So I went, I was lovely being the guided into that circle and up down the steps. So I really came into the circle and I sat, and it was a black rock. So I sat with my back to this black rock. And then I stood up and I went with you up and down the steps. And then I came into a cave, and initially I was like, am I there? Am I there? And then I was there, and it seemed quite bright. And then this light, this beautiful white light came, which was big, but it wasn't a light. It was a white lion, and it was a very big white lion. And I was like, wow, this is like an angel. And I went with Lion. which became smaller. It just seemed to be big and there as a presence, you know, this beautiful presence. I went with the lion, and then we were in another place, which was like a cave or a temple. It was white, very tall, and there were other lions there. There were other white lions. And I said, what are they doing? And it was like, they seemed to be, I wasn't really told, but they seemed to be holding energy or doing something in this big circle. They were, you know, they were definitely in the 4 directions, but also there was something going on. There was like a grid. And then I was sitting by a fountain, and I just felt I had wings. I felt I turned into an angel myself. I just became this, you know, what I've seen in books. I used to read thousands and thousands of fairy stories when I was younger. I had this encyclopedia range called Me's Encyclopedias, and they had these beautiful stories, and I always loved the angels. And I just felt like I was one of those drawings with the angels with the wings. I was sitting beside the water in this cave, and then the lion, I don't know if it had wings, I thought it did. And then I was on the lion's back. He invited me on, and we were suddenly, there was a big circle that was like, it wasn't a circle, it was like a big sheet of water. And me riding the lion, I had this crystal wand. I would say it was like a sword, but it was a wand with crystal on the top. And when we came to this big white, this lake, he took me to the center, and in the center I put, it was like Excalibur, I put this crystal wand down into the rock, and above all these, well, it just opened. It was like the heavens opened, and I just felt, I was just amazing. It was just power, you know, and it was just the opening of the worlds from here into the other worlds. It was just like, and I knew this was happening around the world, you know. It is happening, and I just know it's happening in other places. So yeah, and that was it really, a call back. I mean, that's not just, that was it. That was amazing. But you call back, and I guess I'm just stunned with that, because I've had lion guides before, but not a white lion like that. The most beautiful white lion, you know, right in my face, coming to me. So yeah, so thank you. I'm really pleased I made it here. So thank you.
I'm glad you made it as well. That's a beautiful journey you went on. It's so gorgeous. Yeah, quite a lot of people are talking about the lions and the white lions at the moment. I've heard a few different things. So yeah, I suppose it's the fact that we're coming into Lion's Gate as well. They may be holding the energy for us and assisting us.
Yeah.
Beautiful. And on the full moon as well, with the bright whiteness of. But yeah, thank you for sharing that. I feel honoured to have heard that. It's gorgeous. Thank you. Is anyone else like to share? No? I just give it 4 seconds, because I know some people like to. Oh, 3, 2, 1. Yeah. So thank you all for attending. It's beautiful to see all your lovely faces on camera. And we go again next month. And as I say, December is free. So if anyone's got something they particularly would love to hear about shamanism in some way, then let me know, and I'll do something for you. And just reading the comments. You're welcome, and it's beautiful to see you all. And this recording will be up tomorrow on my blog, and I'll send a message out to everyone so that it's there. And as always say, I make sure all the energy is stored in the video, so the energy in the portal will open when the video is played. So, beautiful to see you all. Have an amazing rest of your day and week. I'll see you all soon. Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
You're welcome.